G'day, welcome back to another video. In this video we'll be having a look at this Team Losi Mini-T. Yeah, it's basically a shrunken down version of the Team Losi XXX-T. I'll leave a picture over there. There you go. Yeah, came out in, I'm going to say 2003, may have been 2004. Anyway, they kind of took the world by storm, the way I see it anyway. At the time there was no, brushless this and that around. Brushless was just coming along, but these little guys came out with a little 280 motor in the back. Just brushed, of course. And yeah, after that, brands like Castle and them come along with their brushless systems, and yeah, it was just like this the whole time. So you had this, and you had the Team Associated RC18T and things like that came along. Anyway, so it's a 120 scale, if I remember rightly. So I had a couple of these over the years, and yeah, pretty cool little beast, I reckon. I haven't upgraded to oil shocks. I bought this just recently, had a servo in it, but servo was no good. Had an ESC, which I didn't know whether it worked or not, and it's got a modified motor in the rear there, if you can see it. Now I'm not sure, the one I ran in mine back in the day was I can't remember what brand, but it was called a chubby motor. They're a little 280 size, but yeah, they're a little bit kind of more chubby. And yeah, they were quite good. You get a little mono out of them here and there, but they weren't brushless nuts or anything, like that. I think they're pretty good. So anyway, with this little beast, we'll go over and yeah, I'll take you through the steps it took to get it running again. Alrighty, so first up I'll take the body off. Now I've already changed the wheels. It comes with the standard yellow wheels, but the tyres were all cracked and had big flat spots in them, so I got rid of them. So these are a different tread pattern. They're basically for street use or whatever. Anyway, so I thought I'll see if the ESC works. Yeah, so I plug it in. I've got a little 2S lithium ion battery I plugged in, and beautiful, it works. So there's our battery, little 2S, 1500 milliamp. That was just sitting on a shelf. I have no idea what car it came out of. But it fits in the Mini-T, so it's all going to be good. So then I did a bit of pondering over the receiver. So I've decided on the Futaba R202 GF. It's a good size, fit in there nicely. So I plan it'll just go on top there, on top of the battery cover. And the good thing is, these days it's much easier to find a small receiver. Back when these come out, it was kind of hit and miss whether your receiver was going to fit in or not. So first things first, we see if it actually works. Set it up, and I'll find a transmitter. I'll go the stick type, why not? There's no batteries in it, no batteries in the drawer. I'll find a transmitter that's got batteries. Aha, the Team Magic transmitter's got some batteries in it. They just don't want to come out because they're a little bit fat. And there we go. So the first thing I do is bind the receiver. So for that I need something to hold down the switch. So I'll go looking for a little Allen key. Beautiful. So we hold the button down, turn the transmitter on, and she's alive. Throttle works, wheels go forward, wheels go back. Got to be happy with that. And the steering works. Now I know the servo's bad. Listen to that. So then of course we rev it up, pretend it's a race car. So it's all pretty much working. Got to be happy with that. We do need to change the servo though, of course, because it's bad. I have a couple on the way, but for now I'll just use a cheap one. So anyway, the receiver will pretty much go on top of the battery cover like that. And then just tidy the wires up and off you go. Should be pretty neat. And the antenna wire will come up the side, something like that. I might use a nice colourful tube on there. Those servo gears sound less happy now than they were before. So now I have a quick look to see what it takes to get the servo out. As I've forgotten, it's been quite a few years. And basically there's 4 screws on a cover above it. That's it. I'll get the receiver and stuff out of the way. Start taking the screws out. And you see the cover just there, it's got 4 screws in the top. That's pretty much it. This one has a bit of double-sided tape on the top of the servo, between the cover and the servo, just to kind of chalk it up a little bit because the servo is quite thin. And there's our top plate. It's basically a chassis, brace, and holds the servo in at the same time. Now I noticed they've glued the servo in on the bottom. Looks like they used a bit of CA glue, so I've got to pry it out with a screwdriver. There's not actually any servo mounts in there, I'll show you that in a minute. So there's our little servo. It's a little Team Associated micro servo. So we can get rid of that, that's no good. And in place I've got a cheap, it's about $4 worth of Tower Pro micro servo. I actually bought a bunch of these a while back, only to use them for like turning drivers' heads and stuff in cars. Never planned them to be steering servos, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. So I thought about gluing this one in and then thought, well, I've got better servos coming, so I won't. So I'm just going to use a bit of thin double-sided tape on the bottom. And as you can see, there is a couple of marks there where actual servo mounts go, but they're not drilled. You can get aluminium ones and upgrade it, put the aluminium mounts in and use the holes. But for this exercise, we'll just stick it on with double-sided tape and call it done. This servo is a little bit thicker than the Team Associated one, so we won't need any tape on top. And then we can put our brace back on and we'll be good to go. You can see I've got the CA glue there ready to go when I was going to glue it in, but yeah, not going to do that. Now I'm not very confident these servos are going to last very long at all, but as long as I can get 1 or 2 runs out of them, they'll be alright. And yeah, I'll just change them to better ones later. Well, just moving it by hand certainly sounds better than the other one. And that's how it looks in the car. You might notice a slight bend in that top brace there now, because the servo is a little bit too thick. Should be right, mate. Now that's done, I can put the receiver in and tidy up those wires and we're pretty much done with it. And that's it. Got all the electrics in, and with the wiring there I just kind of wrapped it up and then put a bit of heat shrink over it and heat it up, and yeah, it's all looking tidy. I had to resolder one of the motor wires because one of the tabs broke off the motor. Anyway, got our little battery in there, and you'll notice the servo wire, I left a bit of length on that because you got to lift the lid on the battery cover. So it's about as neat as it gets, I think. It's good enough for me anyway. And looking underneath, as you can see, it's all kind of flat and nice and smooth. Still got the pogo stick shocks, but they work alright. That's our Team Losi Mini-T. Fantastic. So that's about it for this video. If you liked the video, give it a thumb up, that'd be great. If you're new here, subscribe, that'd be awesome. I've got more Losi, a lot more Losi content coming. Got the new Mini-Ts and all that, the Mini-T 2s and the buggy and all that to get through. And got the TLR 22T and 22 DC Elite. Anyway, got all them coming. So yeah, I'll get this little beast out maybe tomorrow, give it a run. Maybe set up a little jump and whatever, and go from there. Alrighty, so that's about it for this video. So I'll leave you with a little fly around. You can have a look up close, and that'll be it. Catch you later.